Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Lance Domvold, motivational speaker and author. And to be honest with you, after my professional baseball career ended because of injuries, I was really lost. I didn't know what to do, right? Then I got into speaking and I started speaking quite honestly for free for 3 to 4 years. And it really became my passion. I love to serve and I love to pour into others. But at some point, in order to do more of it, in order to give back as much as you can, you have to be able to profit from it. And I wasn't doing that. And then I got introduced to the business of speaking. And now I've been able to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars through speaking alone, inspire people, make an impact, and have a full-time career in public speaking. So today, what I want to help you do is do the same thing. And we're going to be talking about the 4 ways to get paid speaking gigs as fast as possible in this video. And at the end, I'll give you a bonus tip on the one thing that changed for me in order to get people wanting to come to me to hire me as a speaker and get a 10% reply rate on LinkedIn. So hang on till the end for that. So let's jump right to do point number one. The best way to get paid to speak is to start speaking. The more you speak, it's going to lead to more speaking engagements. The more we speak, the more opportunities that are going to come our way. And we can't look at free engagements as something not to cherish, right? We need to take those opportunities. And here's the thing, Jeremy Anderson, one of my coaches, told me this, and he's one of the best public speakers in the world right now. He said this: it is an honor for somebody to even let you get in front of their audience. Think about that for a second, let alone pay you. It's an honor for you just to be in front of their audience, because that takes a lot of credibility. That takes a lot of trust in you to get in front of their students, get in front of their business people, get in front of whoever it may be. That's putting a ton of trust in you. So we can't sleep on free. Now, I was doing this for 3 to 4 years and I wasn't treating it like a business. I was just going and I was serving. So the shift that I made was, okay, if I'm going to go speak for free and I want to get paid a fee later on, I need to start treating this like a business. This is no longer just a speaking engagement where I'm going to serve, but this is an opportunity to leverage this engagement so that it can turn into something bigger, so that it can turn into something where I can charge some, right? And I've done this so many different times. Some of my biggest engagements, even this year, have come from a free opportunity. So don't ever think you're too big for free, whether you've never spoke or you've spoken 150 times or 500 times. Don't ever think you're too big to do a free engagement, because I promise you, it will lead to something greater. And there's that law of reciprocity, right? That talks about when you give something, you can get something in return. Now, that's not a biblical principle, right? The biblical principle says, hey, I serve to serve. End of story, right? And I believe that. I'm a big God guy, and I believe in God, and I believe in the Bible. And I know that when I go to serve as a Christian, right, I don't need anything in return. Now, in business, that law of reciprocity talks about, hey, if I give something, there's an opportunity to get something in return. People are more open to give something to you after they've gotten something in return. So the thing I want you to think about now is, how do I leverage a free engagement? And what you want to do is leverage an introduction. So if you're doing something for free, you're not just going there to pour into. That is the most important part of it. It is. Your message needs to be as best as it possibly can. I would prepare for that message like they're paying you $10,000. That's how sacred it is. That's how big of an opportunity it is for you to be in front of. Use that opportunity to make the best message possible. That's the most important thing. But then you got to turn your business hat on, that while I'm there, I'm not just going to leave, right? So the thing I would do is leverage an introduction. You arrange the speaking engagement. You get with the Boys and Girls Club. You go speak for a business. You go speak for a school. You go speak to an athletic team. Whatever it is, you want to ask the person who's bringing you in. You want to say, hey, thank you so much for this opportunity. I can't wait to come and serve and do this for free. Do you think it would be possible, because I'm doing this for free and I'm not charging you anything, to connect me with somebody who can hire me? Can you connect me with the principal if you're at a school? Can you connect me to the athletic director if you're with a team? Can you connect me to the person that hires speakers in the business, right? You want to get to the person that actually has the power to hire you. So you're not just going there to speak for free and serve, which is the most important part, but you're going there with your business hat on. And you want to pre-arrange this, right? I have a whole guide that you can click at the link in bio. It's free. That gives you, hey, how to go from free to fee. And I give you 3 different steps. I'm giving you one of the steps right now is leverage the introduction. You want to be CC'd on an email or put in a text thread, okay? And I always make that extremely clear to the person that's bringing me in for free. Hey, I can't wait to be there. Can you please intro me via email, connect me on the email, right? Or connect me on the text thread, because how often, right, people say they're going to do something and they don't, right? We all get busy. It just happens in life. But if we say, hey, I really need to be on that text thread, I need to be on that email, the odds that that's going to happen goes up by 90%, 95%. And when you're CC'd on that email, boom, now you have the contact information. Now they feel like they need to respond, because now you have that social capital, right? They are spending their social capital on you, and that other person feels obligated, right, to respond to you. That's just how it works, because they want to, make that other person look good. So number one thing, you got to go from free to fee. Yes, you go and serve. Yes, you go and deliver the best message possible. You leverage those free engagements. I didn't do that for 3 or 4 years, and then I made a switch, and then boom, I started getting opportunities after I spoke for free. And I know they've generated me thousands of dollars in that alone. So don't sleep on free. Number 2 thing you got to do is video is your new resume. Video is your new resume, my friends. Do not sleep on video. I hear this all the time with new speakers that come to me. Lance, how do I speak more? Lance, how do I get paid? The thing is, well, show me your website. Okay, show me your YouTube. Show me your Vimeo. Show me videos of you actually. Well, I don't have any. Okay, well, if you don't have anything that shows you doing the thing that you want to do, why would we expect to get paid for it? Right? If you were to get a solar system, you were to get a new roof, you were to get some sort of service, you want to see the other services that have been performed, right? So the same thing for somebody that wants to hire you and pay you to speak. They want to know that you're not a rookie. They want to know that this isn't your first time, right? So the thing you have to do right now, whether you're just starting or you've been doing this for a long time, is you have to bring your phone. You have to set up a tripod. You have to get a simple microphone, right? Video is your new resume. I have 653 plus videos on my YouTube channel right now of me speaking, right? So the thing that I hear all the time from people that hire me is multiple people in the organization were like, yes, we saw your videos and we knew you were the right person for the job. Right? If people don't know what you speak about, people don't know your energy, people don't know your passion or how you do it, right? How are they going to pay you top dollar? It's tough to pay for value that somebody can't see. And you think, well, Lance, I don't have the money to hire a videographer. Fine. You don't need to hire a videographer yet. You don't need fancy equipment. I filmed one of my first messages I ever filmed was on my iPhone. I still do it to this day. If I don't hire a videographer, I will bring my iPhone to the speaking engagement. I will set it up. That content is multi-purposeful. You can use it for social media, right? But I created a simple video on my iPhone. This is right after I'd built my website. This is right after I'd done, a handful of speaking engagements. I filmed one, I edited it myself, and then I sent a cold email to a Christian college. That Christian college got back to me. We'd love for you to come out. Let us know what your fee is. And I turned that opportunity into $3,500, right? From an iPhone video. So you want to get paid speaking gigs fast? Your video is your new resume. Do not sleep on this. If you're going to speak to 10 kids, go film it. If you're going to speak to 1,000 kids, go film it. You're going to speak to a small real estate business office, please go and film it. This will pay you. It pays to pay attention to the video, okay? Do not sleep on that. Number 3 thing you need to go nuts with the donuts. That's what my mentor and coach says, Jeremy Anderson. Go nuts with the donuts, right? Medical device salespeople. They're always giving gifts. They're bringing drivers to people. They're bringing donuts to people. They're bringing food. Like, you're trying to give something to somebody so that you can get something in return. It's very similar to the video or to the introduction in the first point. But now what you're trying to do is get with the person that makes decisions, or get with the person that hires speakers in the organization, right? So if you go up to a real estate office, you go up to a solar company, you go up to a school, which is primarily where I speak. I go up to schools and I'll say, hey, is the principal there? Hey, is the athletic director there? I don't want to talk to a teacher. I don't want to talk to a history teacher. I don't want to talk to one of the sales reps. I want to talk to the person who's in charge, right? And this little bonus tip, when I bring donuts, I will sit with somebody on the spot at a 20% rate. So 2 out of every 10 places that I go, I will have an appointment that I did not pre-book, and I will sit with somebody on the spot. I have the numbers to prove that. So this will give you a 20% sit rate. Now, what do you do with the donuts? Okay, you show up, get your ducks in a row before you do donut drops. Here's why. The last thing that you want to do is show up with a box of donuts. Hey, I'm a speaker. And they go, well, what do you speak about? And you don't know. And they're like, well, great. Can you send me your website? And you don't have one. Well, great. Can you show me your electronic press kit? But you don't have one. Right? So I'm gonna make another video on that later and show you all the ducks that you need to have so you actually have a speaking business, not just a hobby. People don't pay for people who do hobbies. They pay for people who have a business and who bring real value, and it's tangible. They can see it and feel it, right? So don't go showing up to people at their door, right, and giving them donuts when you don't have your ducks in a row. But once you do have your ducks in a row, and I'll help you with that at a later date, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to approach the school, the business, and you're just trying to be smiley. You show up, you want to be in a positive mood. And right, we think this is silly, but I promise you, I've done this hundreds of times and it's landed me $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 opportunities just because I showed up with a smile. And I say, hey, look, I'm Lance, I'm a speaker. And then you want to start with your highest credential, right? Your highest credential. Hey, I'm a speaker, blah, blah, blah. I'm a speaker and a former professional athlete, and I just wanted to stop by and bring these donuts to you. So for you, whatever that highest credential is, hey, I'm a speaker that inspires students, and I went to school, and now I'm a doctor, and I just want to give back to our youth, right? Whatever it is that highest credential is, or maybe the story, the pain that you overcome, and I'll do another full video on this, on the exact scripting to say what you do when you do the donut drop. But you're going to want to have high energy. You want to deliver something. I just wanted to bring this by to serve you guys. I just wanted to bring these donuts by and just say thank you for all that you're doing. Seriously, you guys are molding hearts and minds. And I knew that, hey, this is the end of the school year. This is the beginning of the year. This is the end of the year, right? It doesn't matter what time of year it is. What matters is that you bring them to serve, that you've been thinking about them. And then you want to go in for the ask, and you want to be as direct as possible, right? Hey, I would love to chat with somebody. That's not direct enough. You say, hey, I wanted to serve you guys. I wanted to give you guys this for all of your hard work. And then I just wanted to see, is somebody here by chance that would bring in speakers? Is a person here who brings in speakers? I'd love to chat with them about serving your organization, serving your students, serving your athletes, serving your sales reps. You think that would be okay? And now 20% of the time, I will sit down and have a meeting with that person just because I brought a box of donuts. And then when you get in front of somebody in person and you're talking about your message, you're talking about your story, you're talking about the pain that you've had to overcome, you're talking about all the things that you've been through in your life, right? And you know how to articulate that to show the person who hires you that it's going to transform their audience, right? It's not just a cool story, but it's going to transform their audience. And there's a way to do that, right? And I'll get to that at another time. But we want to give, right? And when you get in front of those people and now you sit down at a 20% rate, you have an opportunity to close a speaking deal on the spot. I have 100% done this in my career. So if you have all your ducks in a row, you have a website, you've been speaking, do a donut drop. And don't just do 5 of them, say, hey, this doesn't work. Like, go and do 50, right? I have my buddy one time, he speaks down in South Carolina. He said, Lance, I did 64 donut drops in 1 week. 64, because most people will do 6 and quit. But if you do 64 and you get that many reps in a week, which normally would take somebody a year to do, you're going to get a paid speaking engagement. I 100% guarantee it. If you have your ducks in a row, if you show up with energy, if you have a clear, concise pitch, right? You add value to them, you thank them, and you ask to talk to the decision maker who brings in speakers. You sit with that person, you will close somebody and get a paid speaking deal. Now, bonus tip on this. If you don't get in front of that person, right? Because 80% of the time, you're not going to get in front of that person. If you don't get in front of them, here's what you need to do. You're going to send an email with the subject line, donuts. Email, subject line, donuts. I do this every single time. I get back in my car, I get back to my office, and I'll send an email that says donuts. Hey, so-and-so decision maker, I dropped by some donuts today. I hope you were able to get some winky face or smiley face, right? Would love to chat with you, see if you'd be open to bringing in a speaker to your organization. Sincerely, Lance. Blessings, Lance. Whatever it is, that's what you need to do. Because when they get that donuts, oh shoot, that's who those donuts were from. Because a lot of times decision makers, their business. You don't just pull up on people and have a meeting on the spot. Like you think about your place of business, your work, that doesn't happen with you. 20% of the time, you will be available. right? Or you will get an appointment, but you need to send that email donuts. And then you need to have a follow-up process, a second email, a third email, a fourth email, a phone call. You got to leverage that lead. This is a lead now, right? And I've had so many engagements come from the follow-up email, right? So that's what we need to do. Number 3 thing is go nuts with donuts. Make sure you have your ducks in a row. Make sure you have a clear, concise pitch. And then you're going to want to send a follow-up email with a follow-up sequence, okay? And the last thing I want you to do, number 4 thing is scale your systems. You want to get a paid speaking engagement fast, you got to scale your systems. Early on, I had no system. Early on, this was my system. Father God, please help somebody respond to my email. Like, I'm serious. That was my system, and it worked. I promise you, God came through for me. It absolutely worked. If that's what you're doing, you're sending emails one by one right now. You're sending them one by one. You're getting leads one by one, and you're following up on them one by one. Absolutely, it will work. I promise you, it works. But if you want to build a big speaking business, we have to find a way to scale our efforts. So now, in the beginning, I would send emails one by one, and then here's the sequence. Then I hired a VA, right, from the Philippines. And if you don't know how to get those, just message me. But I hired one from the Philippines, and then they would send 225 emails one by one for me each week. Now I have a system called Instantly. So look that up, Instantly, right? It's a cold email sequence sender, right? And it'll do this for you. You just have to set it up. So that's part of systems, right? Sometimes we have to go backwards. Sometimes we have to go slower. Sometimes we have to stop momentum in order to have bigger momentum, right? You look at a slingshot in a bow and arrow, you pull backwards and then it trajectory goes forward as fast as possible. The harder you pull it back, right, the faster that it goes forward. It's the same thing with our system. Sometimes we got to stop, peel back the layers and go, okay, what am I doing here, right? Do I want to send 50 a week? Do I want to send 225 a week? Or do I want to use a software where it takes time to set up, it takes time to get custom domains, it takes time to warm up the email. Now I'm speaking a language you don't know yet, and I'm going to have to do a video all about cold email and cold outreach. But now I can send thousands a week. Right now I send thousands of emails a week. Today I'll probably pump out 400 emails. Okay, so when I'm doing 400 a day, because of a system, that trumps 50 a week or 225 a week. It's just more opportunities, okay? So we need to scale our systems and praying. Yeah, we continue to pray, but God also calls us to steward well what we've been given, to steward well resources that we have access to. We have so much resources in this life, so much information on YouTube that you could find. How do I scale my LinkedIn? How do I scale my cold email? How do I scale cold phone calls, right? How do I scale my system? There's so much information on YouTube that if you're not taking advantage of it, you're actually not stewarding the resources that we have available at our fingertips, right? Because God can only, like, he doesn't add, right? God multiplies, right? But the more effort we put in, right, the more that we will get out. The more effort that we put in, the more that we will get out. So I'm telling you, scale the system. You need a CRM. You need which is a contact resource management system like HubSpot or something like that to put all of your contacts in, to stay on top of things, right? You need spreadsheets and you need things that keep track. And the biggest thing I would say about the CRM, the system, all of these things is it needs to be repeatable. It needs to be easy. If it's too complicated for you to do, you're never going to do it. The paid speaking gigs will not come in fast enough. So you need something simple that you're able to manage, that you're able to do every single day. And I know for somebody out there, you've probably been speaking for a little while and you're making decent money. And this hurts right now because it hurt me. One of my least favorite things to do is systems. One of my least favorite things to do is spreadsheets. One of my least favorite things to do is track things, right? I was a baseball player. People told me what to do. Every single day I showed up, they said, you're going to do this workout. You're going to do this for your arm. These are the foods that we have available. This is what we're going to do for practice. This is what we're going to do for our workouts. People told me what to do and I performed. They had the systems for me. All I had to do was plug in and follow it. But now you're a business owner, right? You're not just a speaker. You are a business. You have a speaking business. Part of that speaking business is sales. Part of that speaking business is your contact resource management. Part of that speaking business is you actually speaking, which is really only 5% of the job. Part of that speaking business is working on yourself, working on your internal so you can show up and say things that hits people's hearts, that hits people's minds, right? So the fourth thing you got to do is you got to scale your systems. You got to find a way to go from 5 emails a day to 200 a week to 1,000 a week. I can help you with that. But before we go, I wanted to give you that one bonus tip that gets me people coming to me to hire me for their keynotes. And here's what it is. It's a 10% reply rate on LinkedIn, right? So we all do this cold email outreach. We all do cold outreach and we want to speak and get paid, right? But a lot of times people don't reply. Even on cold email, the reply rate is low. Even on cold outreach on LinkedIn, the reply rate is low. But there's one thing, one bonus that I have been doing on LinkedIn that gets me a 10% reply rate. And here's what it is. I create a 40-second to a minute custom video for that person and I send it to them. Hey, Jackie, just saw that we got connected. And let's say this person's in the school space, their principal. Hey, Jackie, saw that we got connected. I just want to say thank you for all that you're doing for our youth. Seriously, you're molding hearts, you're molding minds, you're helping our youth reach the best level that they possibly can. My name's Lance, former professional athlete, motivational speaker. And one thing I really struggled with was my worth and value. I didn't understand that my value wasn't associated with my performance. So now I like to come alongside people like you, come alongside students and athletes and help them understand that their value never changes, right? And when we know our true value, it truly unlocks our fullest potential. If you believe that to be true and you found this encouraging, just shoot me a thumbs up so I know you want to connect over Zoom. Have a blessed day. You can use that exact script and tailor it to whatever you're doing, but it's 40 seconds to a minute. I send these all the time, all day, every day. I'm sending these as soon as connection requests come in. 10% of those people will reply, right? And then I will get on a meeting and boom, now we have paid speaking gigs that are coming in all year. I got thousands of dollars on the books because of this. And I got a bunch coming in because of these LinkedIn messages that I'm sending. I'll do a full video on that another time. But if you want to work with me one-on-one, help yourself get paid speaking gigs and really dissect, your story, your packaging, your value, and what it is that you can bring to make an impact at a greater level, just click the link below. Have a blessed day. Take care.